This is the BGG Climbers list for the week ending 5/5/2021. This list is put together every week by Michael Alexander. I'll include links in the description below if you want to take a look at the list or if you want to subscribe to the Geek List with all the new lists coming out. Again, if you like this video, please like and please subscribe. Now let's take a look at the list. Now I didn't see too many things below the top 10 this week, except for I just wanted to have an update on Oath since this is a pretty big Kickstarter. And it's continuing its climb. It's actually doing fairly decent, so we'll have to see how it continues to do as more people get a chance to play it. And we're into number 10, Mercado de Lisboa. This continues to do about the same as we've seen in the past, around 7, just over 7.25. Again, it's still a low number of people rating it, but I don't see this one hitting the top 100 because it's kind of starting out a little bit low. And again, this is the lightweight or light medium weight Lacerda game. Number 9 is Kemet Blood and Sand. So this is the 2.0 version of Kemet, or second edition of Kemet. And as expected, it's doing really well. I mean, Kemet's a highly rated game. Only reason I got rid of my copy was that I knew people that were going to be picking up this version of it, and I didn't see a reason to have the original version once they have an updated version. Like a lot of board games, once there's a second edition, rarely does the first edition. Rarely is the first edition worthwhile to keep around. There are a few exceptions to that, but for the most part, I do expect this one will hit the top 100, especially if they manage to put out a retail version. If they don't, it may take a couple Kickstarters for it to get there. So this is number 9, Kemet Blood and Sand. Number 8, Acropolis. So this one I don't think we've seen. Standalone Sprawlopolis game. So this is done best as a single player game. Is this a... Oh, interesting. It's a print and play. So this is kind of cool. So I don't know if we've seen a print and play on this list in quite a while. So this one is a standalone expansion to Sprawlopolis. Okay. Bringing the card laying score can be played on its own or combined with Sprawlopolis using special rules and goal cards. The Comboopolis mini expansion. Okay, so that's interesting. And series wallet games button shy. So this is kind of cool. This is a really small game, and I guess it's a print and play. So I do kind of like these print and play expansions. I have, for very select games, I've gone and printed them out. I did actually print out a few of the games suggested on the Shut Up and Sit Down print and play game review, and I did try, I think, one of them, and I kept one around. I was planning on playing it on maybe on business trips or whatever when I have to be away or on planes. But clearly that hasn't happened yet because we're still in this pandemic. Anyway, this looks interesting. I don't think we're going to see this continue up the list for too many days. It's just probably that it's hit it on its first hurrah as it came out. So that's number 8, Acropolis. Number 7, Cryo. Now, I think I remember seeing this one before. Competing faction must scavenge the wreckage of their colony ship to survive. This has a watch it played video. This is interesting. Mission gone wrong. Worker placement game. Okay, yeah. I think I remember seeing this one and thinking it looked interesting. It's kind of an area control game. Let's see how the game pictures look. It's kind of, I guess, futuristic looking. I really like the little pieces here. So they must have thought they had quite the... It's done by Z-Man Games. It's got little plastic pieces. Doesn't look amazing from a distance, but I do like the custom plastic pieces. The little cubes look good. I think the artwork works okay. I'm not sure. The boards seem a little bit busy. Maybe, I think they're going for like an alien feel or something. That's what it looks like to me. But yeah, colony ship to survive. I don't know. The ratings aren't too high on this one, so I'm not expecting we're going to be seeing more of this beyond a few weeks. But we'll see. I mean, I've been surprised before. I did start out even lower than it is now, and it is only 143 reviews. So that's number 7, Cryo. Number 6, Zombicide Second Edition. So we've seen this one for a few weeks. It's continuing its climb up the top 100 or top 10,000, I guess, is basically where you start out at. And I think this one's going to do well. I don't know if it'll hit. It'll probably hit the top 100 or pretty close to if it doesn't. It is doing pretty well. It is the latest CMON Zombicide with some slightly improved things, but Zombicide has always been pretty popular with a lot of people. So that's number 6, Zombicide Second Edition. Number 5 is Hadrian's Wall. So this one we've seen for a couple weeks now, and it's continuing to do pretty well. It's staying in the above 8s, which is a really good place to be starting with if you want to get into the top 100. Although it's a very few ratings. Now this one, if I remember right, is a... Yeah, okay. There is like this pencil and paper, tech trees, hand management, and it is a kind of heavier weight game with a, I think, roll and write feel. Let me see this thing. See if this is, I think it has, yeah, so it has this like roll and write system, which looks pretty complicated for a roll and write. So this may be, I think there were some other roll and writes that came out that were fairly complicated. Maybe this is the one that's going to be the big complicated roll and write that everyone jumps on. Now for me, I feel like roll and writes are best with like a more simplistic feel to it. I mean, I do like Ganchan Clever, but I like that one mostly in the app. Welcome to I really like, and I have a copy of that. I did trade away my Railroad Ink copies, and just because I thought that the drawing aspect I didn't like that much for my group. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if this one continues up. I'm interested. If it does well, I might have to give it a try. If it continues jumping up the list. So that's number 5, Hadrian's Wall. Number 4, Red Rising. So this thing has been pretty consistent in the upper 7s. And as any other Stonemaier game, it's gotten a lot of copies out there really quickly. They do a good job of having a good number available. So when it hits, there's the ability for the ratings to come in pretty quickly. So we already have 1,000 ratings. It's hitting in the kind of upper 7.0s. This one might have a chance of getting close to the top 100. I don't think it's going to, but we'll see. It has been very consistent in this range. And I think this is around the rating that Between Two Cities had a long time ago. So I don't know if I recall exactly, but this is definitely a solid rating. I don't know if it's going to have the legs to get in the top 100. I do think this is probably a top 250 for sure at this point. So that's Red Rising, number 4. Number 3, Bristol 1350. So this one, just from ratings, it's not starting off too strong. I don't think I've heard of this one. Or maybe I have. Catch a card out of town while players secretly infected with the plague. So this sounds like a player elimination semi-cooperative game. I guess because you want to be on the cart, but if it means pushing someone off, then that's okay too. It looks like a social deduction style game, maybe? I don't know. Hold on, let's see here. Yeah, I guess not. It's like a hidden roles, semi-cooperative game. So I guess this is the 4th game in the series of these games. Somehow, I'm not a big party gamer, but it does look kind of cool. I think, for the right group, this is probably going to be okay, or maybe even a great game. It is lighter weight, and I just don't see it doing exceedingly well on the top 100 or on the BGG list, which is, this is actually a pretty good game for how light it is. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think we're going to be seeing this one too much because I haven't seen the other ones on this list, at least that I recall. So that's number 3, Bristol 1350. Number 2, Merchant's Cove. So this is an interesting game. This was a huge Kickstarter that was this asymmetrical merchant game with kind of, I think, almost smaller games going on inside. And they were selling it as this highly asymmetrical Euro game. I think I saw some reviews for it that said it maybe wasn't as asymmetrical as people thought it was going to be, but they actually liked it better the way it turned out, which I think is the most important thing. It's not necessarily, well, in some cases, you need to be able to, your Kickstarter game needs to be the product that maybe you pitched. But I think maybe even more importantly, or at least in addition to, is that it needs to be a solid game. So if the original idea needs some tweaks and may not end up exactly the way you expected, making a better game is probably going to end up being better. So these boards look good. I did always like the artwork on this one. This was one that I thought about. What is this? Is like an early version of it? I don't know. This is one I thought about backing, but then I saw these boats, and I'm not a huge fan of these like cardboard constructed pieces. I never have been. And I was like, I'm not gonna get this, but this stuff looks really good. I do kind of like the marbles and these potions and stuff. And I do like asymmetric games like Twilight Imperium. Is asymmetric, or even like slightly asymmetric games like Gaia Project where you have some special abilities I like, or I actually even like Fury of Dracula where you have like asymmetric sides, right, where you're like highly asymmetric in terms of your abilities or that. So I think it provides a lot of fun. I would say I'm a little bit less keen on Root, not necessarily the asymmetric nature of it. I like that, but I like maybe a little bit less on the gameplay side. So yeah, the minis look pretty good. I think we'll be seeing more of this. It was a big Kickstarter a while ago. It looks like the price isn't too bad for retail, which is actually good. If the retail version is cheap, that helps things move up the list. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this in the future. I think it has a shot at top 100 land, but it depends on the next probably few weeks and see where the ratings end up. So that's Merchant's Cove, number 2. And number 1, Titans. So this is interesting. This looks like a Kickstarter game because it has a bunch of like about 100 ratings and probably people rating it 1 and some people rating it 10. So let's see what this one is. Titans. Take a role leading an army as a mythical titan in an alternative 17th century. So is this? Yeah, I guess some people have it already. Keep forgetting it's 2021. It seems like the last year has been crazy. So this is a miniature territory control miniatures game. 1 to 4 players, up to 5 with an expansion. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, I feel like 5 is okay. Like if you go beyond 5, it's really hard to play a game with more than 5 players. I feel like at least any in-depth game you can play, lighter weight games or medium weight games. So you play a king that leads an army with a mythical titan into battle. There are 4 nations to choose from. It's weird if you're leading a titan, but you're a kind of a real nation that existed at some point. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. So, it kind of looks like a Dudes on the Map game. With some, I think, good looking minis. But, I don't know. I guess it's medium weight. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, I don't know enough about this to say that it's going to be a winner or a loser. Let's see what these comments are. Really good area control. Hyped after Polish crowdfunding. Can't wait for the shipping. Yeah, it looks like so a lot of these ratings aren't real. But I would say from the look of it, it just looks like a standard dudes on the map, maybe some card play or something to go along with it. I'm not too excited about this one, but we'll see. It's got some decent ratings for its first jump out of the gate. So that's number 1, Titans. Again, if you like this video, please like and please subscribe. Please take a look at our other videos and come back next week. I do this walk through the list every week. Thank you.